Pizza time.
Here it is. We are back for episode 50 of A Pizza My Life. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's jump right into it. I am Pizza Eric, and with me, of course, my good friend who's been with me since episode 1. It is Sean D. Sauce.
It is D. That is the middle initial.
Yep, for dry
Good
January.
It's a rough time, but yeah.
For our 50th episode, we've got a whole bunch of new stuff going on right now. We are in a brand new studio. The couch is gone, so if you're watching this on video, we've got a nice, beautiful black table here that we're now sitting at. So you might hear some boom, boom, bam, bam, you know, depending on how into it we get.
Okay.
But
Boom, boom, bam, bam.
I think it looks a lot better. Hopefully everyone agrees. For episode 50, our big special edition, we had to get an awesome guest. No one more awesome than someone I've known my entire life. It is my mother, Pizza Mom.
Woo!
Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I mean, you've taught me a lot, and I appreciate you putting up with doing a podcast.
I do what I can.
Thank you. We had Pizza Dad on for episode 39.
Correct.
One of the things that he told us was that, I'm blanking. That's a terrible start.
What do you tell us, Eric?
All right. What's one of the mom sayings that you had, which was when someone has an injury,
Yep.
your question that you always asked
is there blood?
yes.
And that's
very
from
true.
the nursing background, I'm assuming.
That is very true. That told me, did I need to get up now or not?
How often was there not blood? I feel like most of the time.
I feel like there's never blood.
There's never
I don't
blood.
think there's ever a time.
No, there was never blood. But the other thing it did too is that a child knows that they can get up and they're fine.
Yeah.
Because if you run to them every time and make a big deal out of it, then they feel like
That's how they get you. Yeah, that's how they get your attention.
Right? So they get up, they fall down, you can get up and walk on because mom is not alarmed, which means they take that cue from us and they say that they're fine.
What would happen if it was an
Yeah.
internal break? There was no blood.
Well, Eric had the internal break
Yeah?
and he fell off the bed.
Yeah. So that was
You broke a bone falling off the bed?
yeah. So that was another story that Pizza Dad brought up was
Yes.
that I broke my arm when I was about 9 months
You
old.
were 8 months old.
Oh, yes. Okay.
8
Yep.
months old.
Yes.
I recall it now.
Correct.
And this was on your watch.
It was on my watch. That is correct.
And
Yes.
does Pizza Dad ever let you live that down?
No. Actually, that's fine. We all know it happened. Yeah. The cast was really cute. It's very
There you go.
small.
It was
got you an
probably
accessory.
about this big. It was about 4 inches or so, and it was because I had put him in the middle of the bed, and he was in the middle of the bed, which is a secure place to be.
Yeah.
Except I put my back to him to put in some earrings, and he rolled off the bed.
I was in the zone. I was ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll.
He rolled off the bed.
Ready to
We
rock
went to
and roll.
ER, and they were always like, "So what were you doing?" And I'm like, "I was putting in earrings." So you went for me. That's what I was doing.
I didn't think he was going to roll.
But I can tell you that I was supposed to work that day, and I waited until Pizza Dad came home, and I said, "He has a cast on. He's fine. I'm going to work." And off I went.
You still work that day?
I did. I
man.
went in late, but I
didn't
She had to
know
go
that.
in to see other people's kids come in and give them casts.
I went into work. Yes.
Yeah. I
did.
remember because you worked the hospital is very close to where we grew up and everything. I
Correct.
remember there was several times where I would ride my bike up to visit you at
the
work-
hospital?
to the hospital at work, and I would leave my bike in with the in like
You did. Yeah, you did come up.
the like front area of the hospital where they just have like a ton of wheelchairs.
Yeah.
I just left my bike right with the wheelchairs.
Wasn't there a bike rack there? There used to be a bike rack there.
Maybe,
At one time.
maybe, but I didn't bother finding it.
Yeah, we did.
Was this like a ER like hospital? Like was there an ER there? I'm picturing just like someone's like ambulance is coming in. They're taking like someone with like a massive injury, and Eric's just like, "Hey guys, see my mom."
No, I was not in the emergency
You'd come
entrance.
into the north entrance. Yeah.
But I would just I'd ride my bike. I was probably like 12, 13 years old or something.
say
Old
hi.
enough when you could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would. There's some reason why I would go up there. I don't remember.
Usually I don't remember why you would come up, but you would come up. You knew where to find me.
I remember that I went up there several times, and I would ride my bike and then just leave it in the front, and then I would just walk in and be like, "Hey, I'm looking for my mom."
Yeah, because
She works here.
People would call me and say, "We have your son here."
Was the first
okay.
time like a little bit like surprising? Like, what? Why is Eric here?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, you're just like,
because normally people don't
ask for you.
People didn't call me at work. So,
Yeah.
So the only time the family would call would be if there was a problem.
Yeah.
So if his dad was calling, it was because there's a problem.
Yeah.
Somebody got hurt, whatever. There's
I
a
feel
problem.
like I called up there a lot.
But
They just never
called.
put you
came
through.
up a couple
No,
of
they
times.
always did. I did come up there a couple times, but I remember I
Yeah,
had
that was
I had
fun.
the phone number memorized.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta call mom.
I'm just picturing you were like at home and you like wanted to go somewhere, and Pizza Dad's like, I don't know, ask your mother. And
No,
you're
he
like,
probably wasn't home.
So there you go.
Yeah, I was always just at home, and I would just ride my bike all over the neighborhood. I would always go on bike rides. That was like
Biker gang.
I was big into bike rides for a long time. That's how I kept in awesome shape.
Do you remember that as like a kid, like getting that bike and just being able to like, oh, and I got a bike, I can go anywhere.
Yeah, I remember after dinner, I'd be like, all right, I'm going on a bike ride, and I would be gone from anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. Right.
You could probably do that at the now it makes people very nervous when children are out of sight.
Yeah, but I think back to that, and I'm like, oh wow, like that seems crazy.
That seems crazy that
Now
you were
it
gone that
seems
long.
crazy.
That seems crazy because like sometimes I would just be on a bike ride and then I'd see like my buddy outside playing basketball or something. I'd be like, here we go, basketball at up time. And then it's like, you want to go inside and watch TRL? Hell yeah, I do. All right. All of a sudden, boom, I'm gone for like 3 hours.
I remember getting that and then getting yelled at when you get home. Like, why didn't you tell me where you were? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Things just happen so quickly.
I feel like that was a
Did I-
conversation.
did
at
I
some point.
yell?
You never yelled.
No, I
It was always just a long conversation.
Long conversation.
I'm not mad. I'm
That is
disappointed.
true.
Yeah. Of like, listen, this is what you need to do. I was a good kid though, like growing
You were
up
a
though,
good
right?
Actually, both you and Jason were very good kids.
I was a good
Both
kid,
of us
right?
were.
Right.
Both of you were because it's I ran a tight ship.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was always easy to talk to you, but yeah, I think I never had any like crazy injuries. Like after breaking my arm at 8
Broke
months,
your arm. That was it.
like that's my only break.
Right.
Sean, have you broken bones?
Yeah. Again, I think we talked about this when Pizza Dad was on.
Did we?
Yeah, I had I broke my arm playing football with myself.
Oh,
on
yeah,
a
yeah,
giant
we did.
exercise ball. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I broke anything, but I did something to my knee. I was racing my parents home from an ice cream social, and on my bike. They were in the car, and I did a tight turn in to make sure I beat them into the driveway, and I flipped over my bike.
Oh man, I had I was riding my bike once, and there's this like big like downhill like dirt slope, and like you hit a turn pretty quickly after it, and one day I hit it, and then I hit some leaves on the turn. And I just
get you.
I lost like the control of the bike. It like just slid out from under me, and the handlebars twisted around and just like stabbed me right in the gut.
That doesn't feel good.
Just walked it off. I don't even know if I ever told you about that.
No, I was gonna say.
Well,
Clearly, there was no blood.
There was no blood, exactly.
There was
So
no blood.
There
I
was
mean,
blood
alarmed.
though. There was blood, but like not a lot. And I was like, this is okay.
I feel like if it's blood that just stays at the surface and doesn't drip, then
Yeah.
you're fine. It's just a scrape.
Yeah. But that was painful. I was like, that really knocked the wind out of me. But I think that was one of my only injuries. I know there's another time where I injured myself. It was when it was at my older brother Jason, his grad party. It was like an outdoor thing in our backyard.
Yes.
And I remember we were walking up the driveway, and a bug flew in my eye. And then I closed my eye over the bug.
Wait, hold on. Like that was your way of getting I'm gonna kill this bug by suffocating it against my eye?
Yeah, well, that was not my intention. That's just what happened.
Okay.
I just was walking up the driveway, drinking a surge, whatever, and like a flying ant like flew like right into my eye, and my eyelid closed over it.
Okay.
And it hurt really bad.
Makes sense.
And then I feel like I was more dramatic like about it than I had to be, because like you had to like give me some ice, and like I was inside, I had tears, like my eye hurt so bad I was nervous I was never gonna see again. And I was fine. My eye was fine.
I don't remember that at all.
It was more traumatic to you than to your mom.
I do not remember that. Clearly, there was no blood.
Yeah, there's no blood, so hey, all good, all fine.
It's just lived with you for a while.
Mom, have you broken any bones? No, so you're just 100%.
Yep.
What's like the craziest thing though that you've had someone come in, like an injury that someone's come in with? I'm sure you've seen plenty of things stuffed up different orifices. I feel like that's just what
I try not to see any of that.
I just feel like that's like that comes in probably more than it should.
There's, you go through stuff every day and you just kind of walk away going, I can't make this up. I just can't. I can't make this up.
I just could imagine that there'd just be people coming in all the time with just like, you're like, how the hell did you even end up breaking that bone doing that?
There are a lot of people slip and fall.
I believe that.
There's a lot of bizarre things that occur that you're like, I could never make that up if I wanted to.
Have you ever had anyone come in from playing football with themselves on a giant exercise ball?
No.
As if you had, that was Sean.
Yeah, would have been me.
No, wouldn't be you. But I see it's like after. Well, we get the stories because I work in in an area before surgery, and we get usually there's that question: how did you do that? What were you doing?
I feel like a lot of people lie. Like a lot of people have something embarrassing.
But sometimes I feel like you got to tell the truth, otherwise it's
and you
like
just tell a lie.
they might not know. They might not diagnose it right.
There's a lot of people that trip. They trip on rugs. They trip on the dog. The dog got between my legs.
That makes sense.
The dog,
it makes a lot of sense.
The rug, was laying there. The dog got up when I was stepping over them. There's a lot of people trip on their pets. Surprisingly.
Pets are a tripping hazard.
And it causes them to fall, and then they break things when they fall.
It's rough.
It is, but I feel like a lot of people use that as a story of like, oh, I slipped and fell, and that's how this got up my butt.
Oh yeah.
And that story never makes any sense.
No.
No.
I was, and that's what they say. Yeah, I fell. I'm like, and it's
like, okay.
It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense because you fell where that you were naked.
You were just naked and fell
stuff
perfectly right on.
I was in the
Stuff
bathroom.
does not just go through your clothes.
Yeah.
It was a very, very thin pants I was wearing.
It just makes no
I
sense.
gotta throw them out. That's the worst part of this.
Logic. It just defies the logic of it. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Eric, was there changing topics here from stuff going up people's butts?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was there anything? Because I had this with like my mom and dad. Was there anything that like just for whatever reason your mom just always did it like better than like your dad? Like there was lunches for me. Like my mom just would always make like a great lunch. She'd always know like put this in there. It's perfect. My dad makes a lunch. I'd always get to like I always didn't know that he made it sometimes, and then I get to school and then I'd like open it up. I'm like, oh, this is a dad lunch. It's like it's a sandwich that isn't cut. He put like a ton of butter on the bread.
Yeah.
He put like a whole like I don't know, like jar of peanut butter or something in there. It's just like, what is this? Is there something that like your mom did that you were just like, your dad can't do?
There was a big difference between the lunch I got from mom and the lunch I got from dad. The lunch I got from mom was like a variety, a sandwich, a bagel. She would include like the utensils to spread the cream cheese, all the
details
stuff.
down. That's what
all
it
the
is.
Details. Everything was always so well made, and then it was just like, just make sure you bring it back home, and we'll clean it and reuse it, all that good stuff. When dad would set up my lunch, it was just, here's some money.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Here, just buy a lunch.
Much easier.
Here you go. Sounds good to me. It means fries and chocolate shake day.
Chocolate shake?
Yeah, they had like a chocolate malt or something like it.
What?
Oh yeah. Whew.
Eric didn't just eat anything.
Chocolate chip
very
cookies as
finicky.
well.
Chocolate. I'm surprised you didn't get pizza. That's what I was waiting for you to say.
I know, right? That is
Pizza?
the surprise.
Yes, he would eat pizza.
Was
Pizza-
he always a big pizza fan?
He would. Well, I can tell you he was eating pizza at 8 months with a broken arm.
There you go.
Was I really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I know that because we'd give you the crust and the cast that had the wrap through the part of your hand. You had sauce all in there, and it was really disgusting to
That
clean.
would be gross.
But it was because he was eating pizza.
Oh, there you go. That's what
funny.
started Pizza Eric.
That's funny that my broken arm at 8 months
Yes.
old it became.
You were eating pizza
arm.
probably pizza crust.
It was a pizza cast.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
we'd give you stuff.
I
Now,
had no
now
idea.
they don't give children anything. It's horrible.
Because
You're lucky you survived childhood.
I think, like looking back, growing up, I was not always Pizza Eric.
No.
There's plenty of other stuff I would eat. It wasn't until my adult years that I became
I don't
Pizza
know if
Eric.
I wouldn't say
that
plenty.
everyone knows and loves today.
I say so. He was always picky.
I would not say you ate plenty of stuff at all.
No, I was a picky eater. I was a picky eater for sure.
It was a lot of. We used to call you a pastatarian.
Okay, so you kept it Italian the whole time.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
he
I've always
ate
been Italian.
Carbs. It was straight up carbs.
Yeah.
So because he didn't do meat. You didn't do meat. It was horrible.
I did chicken, right?
You didn't do meat for the longest time.
That
You
sounds
know,
right.
you don't have children, but you get these little jars of noodles and meat,
Yeah.
and the meat's cut up in cute little cubes.
This is like toddler food?
This is toddler food.
Okay.
It comes out of the
Yeah.
jar. It's like noodles. It's got little bits of meat. It's like a stroganoff or something with meat, noodles and meat usually. You could give him a bite with the noodles and the meat, and it would go in, and it would come out, and he would chew it or eat it, and then spit the little cube of meat out.
That's like trying to give a dog a pill.
And the cube came out intact. So,
It didn't even bite down
right,
on
no,
it.
it came out as a cute little square, and he would just spit it right back out. And I'm like, I don't know how he does that.
Well,
It's impressive.
Did not eat meat.
My
Did not do
talents.
meat.
My
For the
talents. I
longest
remember
time.
that for the longest time, we would go over somewhere. I'd have steak or something.
Oh, you chewed steak for probably 10 minutes one day. A bite of steak. The entire ride home. And I'm like, what are you eating? And he's like, and I'm like, spit it out. You've been chewing it for 10
Wait,
minutes.
so you just chew, like, but wouldn't
It
eat
was
it?
like gum. He was eating it like gum. He couldn't swallow it. Couldn't swallow. It was a piece of steak.
Yeah, I remember
It was
this
like 10 minutes
because
later. He drove home with it. And I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
still chewing? Are
I
you
was
got
like,
gum
I'm
in your
Was
mouth?
it like a piece of fat of the steak then or
No,
something?
it was meat. He couldn't swallow it.
It was just one of those things. You ever when you're chewing something,
I know what
you
you're
wait
talking
until
about,
you're like, all right, this is ready for me to swallow down. I never felt like it got to that point. I just kept chewing.
Was it just like a
Yeah.
big piece of steak or something?
No, I don't think it was. It wasn't
don't
that
know.
big when you spit it out.
Well, yeah, because I'd been chewing it for 10 minutes.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was like
was
disgusting.
slowly
I'm like, why are you?
disintegrating.
Yeah, I should
Yeah.
like giving you another half hour.
Yeah, not the coolest thing I've ever done.
No,
Work off that entire piece of
no.
meat by the time
The
you
oth-
actually
the
are
other-
done chewing.
The,
You
well,
burn calories.
you would do bologna. You would do something, some bologna. You would do Lunchables was a big.
Uh huh.
You
Gotta
did
do the
enjoy your
Lunchables.
the pizza lunchables.
Love.
Of course.
The pizza
I mean, those
Lunchables.
were the best Lunchables.
Those were.
That was
Those were the best
favorite.
Lunchables.
You ever put those in the microwave?
No. I also I haven't had a Lunchable in so long.
It's probably been a year or two for me, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
But no, I occasionally would experiment with that because you make the little pizza, put that in the microwave for like 10 seconds or something just to kind of melt that cheese on there. It was like a whole different world.
You're like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you didn't do that at school though. That was like a after school snack.
Yeah, no, that
type
was
thing.
that was
Or like a last year, like come home from work.
No, that was that was teenage years or so, like at home.
Okay.
When you had access to like the microwave, and it's like, all right, let me see what I can put in the microwave.
It's not. Again,
Wait, did you just play that game? Let me just see what I can put in the microwave. That's a good way to damage the
that is
microwave.
not a good game.
No.
at all.
I didn't put anything in the microwave. It was just like, let me see what this food is like a little bit warmed up. Let me find out.
Put an egg in there, just watch it explode.
Nothing crazy. I didn't explode anything in the microwave.
There's nothing I ever knew
I
about.
didn't do anything crazy.
I exploded butter in the microwave
Ew.
recently. I didn't.
Recently?
Well, so I put
How
it
do you
in there.
explode it?
So apparently, you just put butter in the microwave long enough, it just explodes. So I put like a stick in. I had to melt it down for some recipe, and so I was like, all right, let me put it in there for like a minute. At the 40-second mark,
Ooh.
big explosion in there.
Oof.
I was like, well, now we know.
Yeah. I've had that
I like to call
before.
it a science experiment.
Well, that is fun that you mentioned that because that's going to draw us into our first hot topic here. I recently got a air fryer from my mom,
Ooh.
from mom and dad for Christmas and my birthday. I got an air fryer. I love it. Air fryers are is like a whole new world for me. It's like a mini oven that you just put on your counter and you can cook stuff in. It
Right.
is so good.
It's a quicker oven too.
Yeah, it's super quick. I put in a breadstick that was probably 5 days old.
Oh, reheating stuff in the air fryer is so much better.
Oh,
The
it's
breadstick
nice.
came out so good.
Yeah. Have you
Like
done
it was fresh.
Oh yeah.
It was a fresh breadstick. I
yep.
couldn't believe
Have you
it.
done a piece
That's
of pizza in there?
I've done like a
Leftover
small
pizza?
DiGiorno pizza. I've done leftover pizza.
Leftover pizza comes out
Leftover
just
pizza.
great.
I'm never going back to a reheating pizza any other way.
No,
Microwave.
for
No,
sure.
no. The
The
air
microwave was
fryer-
always you always knew you were getting that rubbery pizza at that point.
Yeah.
And, the oven was always good, but then it just took so long to preheat
Right.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then, this you just stick it in there, hit reheat, boom.
Boom.
So the air fryer we got him was specific though because I know how you eat. So I based it on what I didn't like about mine,
yeah.
and I went and I got the one so that's got more of a tray, like it's got.
Yeah, I
shelves.
saw that,
It's
yeah.
not a rounded bowl.
Yep.
It's a serious
so
thing.
it's much easier to cook. Like
I say it
like
almost
he
looked
can
like a
do 2
toaster
layers.
oven type thing.
Right, it
Yeah.
does because I wanted him to be able to do the chicken, the breadsticks, so tighter tots.
You
or
know
fries,
his meals.
and
You're
the
like,
chicken
this is what you're
strips.
doing.
I'm like, he can do a
Yep.
pizza, chicken strips, and fries. We're good.
My mother knows me.
Yeah.
But no, I love it. I
And
think
the
it's.
Lunchables apparently too.
And
now.
Lunchables in there.
The pizza
I
Lunchables.
might try.
now.
I
That
did put
probably
some
come
bagel
out
bites
nice
in
and
the
toasty.
air fryer.
You
The
should be
bagel
able to
bites
cook
turned
those
out
in
pretty
there.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything that could go out on a flat tray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted.
Yeah, so that was the thing with the air fryer. I mean, like, you got me a pretty serious one. It was a little intimidating at first. I was like, oh, this like I'm gonna have to study this recipe book and learn all about air fryers.
Recipe book? You mean just like how long?
No,
to
it
cook
came
things?
with a recipe book with like a whole different stuff you can cook.
You can like cook a chicken in there.
But was it a
It's
recipe
like
book
you
or just
put a
telling you
big-
how long to
No,
cook
like
it?
a legit recipe book. Like it came with like here's
Just
meals.
like here's
that you
the
can put together.
seasonings and stuff to put on there.
Yeah, like it's a full
Okay.
thing. I was like, this is intense.
Because I had that thing.
But then I learned you just put it in there and you just turn it on, and then just let it go and just kind of keep an eye on it, and then you'll cook it just fine. But now I also Google stuff as well, of like, hey, how long should I cook?
That's
this
the
stuff?
thing is trying to figure out like just the like because they haven't put air fryer instructions on most like frozen foods.
No.
So you have to like go and like look it up. So
Yeah.
like doing like pizza rolls or something. Like all right, like how long do I have to do this for now?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
comes in and you're like all right,
Yeah.
very simple. But at first you're always just like I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Google is real friend. I've done that too.
Oh yeah,
Stuff I want to cook.
It is
'Cause
It's
very.
not in the little guide it gives you.
yeah. It gives you like the kind of the basics. Like hey, here's frozen chicken. Here's fresh chicken. Here's frozen potatoes. Here's
Yeah.
fresh potatoes.
And it just breaks it down, the temperature, how long, and everything's pretty quick. I haven't found anything that's really too long.
I think the longest thing's like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Simple.
So
What'd
that
you
brings
cook
us.
for 12 minutes?
I don't know. I can't remember. I know that there was something that had to cook for 12 minutes.
Wow, that's a long time. Oh, you can do a potato. Bake a whole big
I don't
baked
think
potato for 45.
I want to say it was chicken.
It takes a long time to do like a big baked potato.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, that
But
takes
still, it's
like a
quicker
good
than a
almost an
normal
hour.
oven. So
Well,
Yeah.
you probably it's less energy. I think it. I don't know because it's almost about the same. You almost cook a regular.
I'd say, yeah, I mean, it's a
potato in the oven for
conventional
about an
oven.
hour. So
Yeah. Have you ever made a hot dog in a air fryer,
no.
Mom?
that's yeah. I do. We do brats in them all the time. They're like 4 minutes, 5 minutes for 2 brats at
Yeah.
60.
Do the grill usually.
They cook up really
Makes
fast.
sense. But you can do them in the air fryer. Our first hot topping here comes from Twitter. A guy went viral. Well, it got some notability. Yeah,
Notoriety.
some notoriety, thank you, on Twitter this week because he put a hot dog in an air fryer for a long time. Any guesses for how long he put it in to get notoriety of
45 minutes.
45 minutes? Mom, any guesses?
Well, it's just one hot dog. So
One
we
hot dog.
Probably way overcooked it. I would say 15.
15 minutes.
That seems crazy.
I did Google it. It is 3 to 5 minutes for a hot dog
Right.
in the air fryer. That's to cook it. This guy put a hot dog in the air fryer
120 minutes?
for 120 minutes. Thank you for spoiling
Oh my
it.
God.
Sorry,
And
I
not just
saw
letting
it.
me read
Why?
it.
You put it on the screen.
Twitter user. Yeah, I figured you'd let me finish the sentence first.
I was shocked.
All right, so
Why?
Twitter user K Lobstar, also known as Kendrick Lobstar, this is how he spent his New Year's Day. He decided to do what he calls a science experiment.
Makes sense.
And
See, science
put
experiment,
Exactly.
like butter.
Exactly. I appreciate that he did this.
Yeah, he put
Now we
a
know.
hot dog in an air fryer for 120 minutes. At 10 minutes now, you kind of see how it looks. It's not looking good.
Wow.
At 10 minutes, though, he did tweet out, "My wife is not happy."
Makes sense.
So that's already at like twice.
Wow.
You're cooking this hot dog for twice as long. 20 minutes. He's giving
Oh, it's
updates.
split.
Oh,
Yeah, it
I
splits
mean,
open.
did he ruin his air
Wow.
fryer at the end of this?
Well, I mean, you'll see kind of the results.
He's just burning it.
30 minutes.
Wow.
He's looking at it. It's just exploding open. He says it just smells terrible.
Yeah,
looks,
it's burning.
Yeah.
Like it kind of like it's obviously starting to look like a turd.
I think he has to eat this at the end, though. Like, that's the rules.
Yeah. So 40 minutes in, his wife is increasingly displeased and reports that the hot dog smell is overwhelming.
Is this guy still with his wife, or
I
she
think
filed
he-
for divorce?
I think he is. 50 minutes, he updates, "My wife and her son have gone outside and I have opened the kitchen window."
I don't understand. It's that bad? Like, I understand, like, burning food doesn't smell good, but, like, is it really that bad?
Yeah. 60 minutes in, he has been advised by what he calls fellow scientists to allow the hot dog and the air fryer to cool off. He says the air is thick with hot dog flavor.
Oh, it's burned.
It
looks awful.
Yeah, it looks absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it is not good at all. But he charges on. He's like, I'm going to get, like, 1 hour is enough.
Why in the world would you do this?
But he charges on. He goes in for another 60 minutes.
He's looking for petrified hot dog.
Yeah. So, yeah, his update at shortly after 60 minutes is this may not have been a great idea.
No.
I like how you just now realized that halfway through.
Yeah, like you would think, like, hey, if you wanted to stop at an hour,
That,
like,
Why would
Science
you go?
experiment
Why would
done.
you keep going?
yeah, like
Yeah.
you're good. You're good.
we know.
Like we got it. He at 80 minutes has elapsed now. He says the kitchen has been taken over by truly the worst smell imaginable.
And he's going to smell that for probably a couple of days now.
I still just don't understand. Like, I don't feel like a burnt hot dog would be that insane.
I mean, you getting like the worst hot dog smell. He did grab a can of what is called Fire Gone.
Why didn't you just say a fire extinguisher?
I don't think he had a fire extinguisher ready, but he had Fire Gone, so he was ready in case
this thing. The same thing?
This thing, it's probably like a smaller version. I don't know how useful Fire Gone is. I don't know. We'll have to ask my brother. My brother's a firefighter.
Okay. Yes, that's true.
Know.
I would, and Jason would know.
He says, as we pass 90 minutes, I think about the mistakes I've made, specifically not doing this outside where it almost surely would not smell as though someone had placed a pig into a heated car for 8 to 10 weeks.
That's a bad smell.
That doesn't sound good.
Oh, God. And he did update. His wife is still not happy. Like, you'd think at some point his wife would just be like, hey, shut this down. Like, you don't do keep going.
She's a science fan also, so she wants to know what happens.
Yeah. 20 minutes remaining on the hot dog to hit.
I just don't get it at this point. Like, you just bail out, I think. I think you understand what's happening.
I don't understand the
20
goal.
minutes.
What was the end goal?
Yeah, at 100
what was
minutes.
the end point?
He says, it's become clear to me that he should be a scientist. He's having a good time. 110 minutes, just 10 minutes left to go. He says it appears the hot dog has entered its final form. He wonders if it's still delicious.
Doubtful.
And then here's the final results. And if you're watching the video,
it literally looks like a poop.
Yeah, it does. It just looks like a
turd.
It is just nasty.
Does he eat it?
So, and then he cuts it open.
It looks exactly like shit. Like
it
that.
looks crispy too.
Yeah, it looks
very crispy.
It looks like a shit candy bar.
Yeah, or a stick.
It just looks like it looks like a dog shit.
He did update that it tastes terrible. It's not even remotely a hot dog anymore. It's just carbon in the shape of a dick. And then he updates that 6 hours have passed and there is still a faint hot dog smell throughout the house.
He was rehydrating it.
Yeah, and then he rehydrated it. And
how do you rehydrate it?
I'm assuming he just had it like soaking water. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe hot dog water.
That's really gross.
God, that looks so
I don't
disgusting.
understand
I feel
who
like it's
thought
gonna
that
make me
up.
throw up.
So yeah, that is the update. That's the hot dog.
No, don't do that in your air fryer.
No.
I'm not going to recommend it at all.
No, I definitely would not do that. When you look up and see that cooking a hot dog is 3 to 5 minutes in the air fryer, to go 120 minutes is
that just seems ridiculous.
Crazy. But yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, that was a funny thread to read through and see the just how terrible of a decision that was to do.
Did you see the Bean Dad thread?
Stink up your house. I did not see it, but I heard about the Bean Dad thing. That was the other big thing on Twitter this week was Bean Dad, who just watched his kids struggle to open a can of beans for 6 hours.
It was a 32 tweet thread about how this guy's doing a jigsaw puzzle and his 9-year-old daughter wants a can of beans, which is also just weird to me. She wants to eat a can of beans and asks him to open it. And instead of just opening it or even just like, I don't know, doing anything to try and say like, hey, here's how you open it. He says, you figure it out. And then apparently
it took 6 hours.
She also didn't have access to the internet because I don't know what kid wouldn't go on Google. But yeah, she took 6 hours of just sitting there complaining. And he said, break down the can opener, figure out how it works. And then at the end of it, she opened her beans.
Yeah.
Because she figured it out.
Yeah, but I also think there's a lot of bullshit in that story.
Well, that seems really odd, but a lot of kids don't know how to use some appliances because they've never seen them before.
That's fine, but
the fact that it takes 6 hours is crazy.
I think that a normal kid, especially given like today's day and age, would just go online and Google like a can opener, or they would just give up and be like, I don't even care anymore.
But you have to have a can opener. Do you have a can opener in your house?
I have a can opener, yeah. I'm assuming they had a can opener. Like that's how.
Yeah,
like
he didn't make her go buy a can opener.
Now that would be a different,
go to the store.
Now that would be a different move. It's like figure it out.
Figure out how to open the
survive.
can.
You got to go get a can opener.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
You're
have
caught
money.
in the woods.
Yeah.
She's
Don't have money.
tapping it with a
rob
knife.
a bank. Figure it out.
Figure it out. No, he got a lot of hate though. Bean Dad got like the most hate because people thought it was like that it was bullshit that he just let his child suffer for 6 hours
I think
without
that's
getting
dumb.
any food.
Getting like upset about that is stupid.
The kid wanted beans. You're going to tell me there was no other food in the house for the child to eat? It's not like the child was starving to death. There was probably other food.
Yeah.
She wanted the can of beans, and perhaps that was not an appropriate choice if they were raw.
For 6 hours?
No, but I think like the whole story is just nonsense. Like the kid, there's no kid that would sit there and be like, I'm still just wanting this beans. They would have been like,
I would give
screw
up.
it. I'm getting chips.
Yes, I'm going to go get candy or
something.
cereal.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, yes.
10,
There's
20
no
minutes.
way they would
Yeah, no.
sit there the whole time and be like, I really want beans this
That's
bad.
way too
6
focused.
hours.
There's no child that's going to sit there for 6 hours. It's
And then
not
they
a
did the
video game.
classic internet thing where people went into his old tweets and it turns out he like had racist.
Yeah, it
tweets
turns
and
out,
stuff.
of course.
So,
Yeah, they dig in and it turns
As
out
they
he has
dig
racist old tweets.
Well, what does that got to do with the bean
It
story?
has
though?
nothing to
That
do
has
with it, but
nothing
that's
to
just
do
what
with it,
people
so
do.
why?
So as soon
Yeah.
as someone goes viral, no one should ever want to go viral.
Yeah.
It's bad news for you because as soon as you go viral, they look up anything that has ever been posted, and more than likely there's something.
Turns out you probably said some dumb bullshit that you posted online.
This is why you should not participate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I do
7
not.
years ago, just you said something stupid, and now
didn't have
someone
it.
found it.
I was so happy that none of my old tweets resurfaced because that makes me feel like more confident. It's like, all right, good. I didn't have any stupid old tweets.
Oh, when you got
when I was getting I was
canceled?
getting harassed on Twitter.
Why were you getting harassed?
You didn't hear this story?
Because I don't do tweet. I don't Facebook. I don't do any of it. I do none of it.
No, I did. I was tweeting with my friend and I said that like no one gets credited for dances
Online.
online. Like just no one gets credited for dances. No one knows who created the Macarena.
That was
like,
his
it's
big
just
thing.
like people steal stuff.
That's a fair enough thing to say.
Which is fair. Which is why it's like you can still go look at the tweets. I stand by them. No one knows unless you go Google it, which
So
people then
you've
of course did, and we're like, everyone knows it was Monica Rambeau that designed the Macarena. It's like, oh, shut up.
Is that the real name?
No, that's a Marvel character.
But the
no,
other thing
it's
is,
like I stand by it.
does
It's
it matter?
stupid. But no, some people like did like because like the story that started the whole thing was of this African American girl who did a dance on TikTok and then wasn't getting credited for it. And I was like, hey, like no one gets credit for it.
no,
for doing anything
because you
online.
don't. There's nobody that says, "Hey, this is the person that started this dance." When
did
you
it-
refer to a dance, you refer to the dance,
Exactly.
not the person that
Yeah.
started it.
But you do this online, and people want to attack you.
Yeah, and I got a little bit of attacking, but nothing too bad. I could handle it. I'm a tough guy. I can handle these attacks.
You got
All
one
good.
funny meme out of it, though.
I did. Yeah, which was stupid. That guy sucks.
That was a good meme. No, like to your point, he totally stole. He did exactly what Eric was talking about
Yes.
to do this meme. He just stole someone else's work.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious meme.
Yeah, hilarious. So funny. But speaking of things online that you're posting, that brings us to our next hot topic, which is a very funny story. Grandma with the world's longest nails is selling them. How much do you think she is selling them for?
It's something stupid.
$10,000. That's
It's-
who
yeah,
would want
it's-
to buy them? That's
I agree, but it's
so
gonna be something
gross
outrageous
and
like that.
nasty.
$47,000 is the asking price. She has,
I really want to go to a different thing here. That's a grandma?
yeah,
That's a young grandma.
yeah, probably a young grandma. She has spent the
28
last 28 years growing her 38-inch nails.
They call them talons.
Long, yeah, they are referred to as talons. Ayanna Williams has decided to sell them. She is selling them on Facebook Marketplace.
I'd like to know how she came up with the price.
I agree. I assume that you at least had some demand to drive up that price.
These are certified by the Guinness Book of World Records. It's the world's longest nails.
Wasn't there like some dude a couple years ago who I thought had even longer nails?
Well, this chick has the longest nails, I guess.
Is it like an active streak or is this ever?
I don't understand how you sleep with that.
I don't know how you do anything with
I think it's possible that these are the longest nails that are currently on a person.
Also appreciate that she like stops painting the nails after a solid like 6 inches.
That's a lot of paint to paint these nails.
How do you stop them from breaking?
That's a great question.
So that's what she says in the article. Is she has to basically do everything very slowly to protect them and not break the nails.
I saw how does like just gravity not like if you lift your finger up, how does just like the force of your nail not just like fall off?
I'm concerned that when you go to the bathroom, they get in the way and they get where they shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's probably disgusting down there because I don't think she can
Yeah.
thoroughly.
No, the nails look pretty disgusting.
That's just
as
gross.
they are. But she's decided to part with them. She's 54 years old, so she is a young grandma.
I'd be
Yeah.
curious to know how she knows how to use her fingers after they're gone because you're so used to moving your hands in a certain way so that they don't
I mean,
get
she
in the way.
basically like can't use her hands.
Well, clearly she's not
Like,
typing
trying-
on
What does she
anything.
do as like a job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so,
a good question.
Yeah, because you can't do anything with your hands.
Oh, wait, it says that she has diabetes now and it's hard to give herself injections.
Well,
Yes.
that makes sense.
Really, do you think?
Yeah, so it is hard because she obviously has people that are caring for her. She says, but selling the her fingernails, she'll get the cash for it, and then she'll be able to do the dishes. And right now, I guess she's using pliers to
That's
dress
just-
herself.
That's just
Disgusting. Also, do you see how it said that she split from her husband 6 years ago? That dude stayed around
Yes.
for 22 years of this nail
Gross.
growing.
Putting up with that.
Yeah,
that
before he was like,
doing
I'm
everything
out.
for her.
Yeah.
That's
insane.
He should have left long ago.
Yeah.
I would have left long
He
ago.
should get like some money off of this $47,000 that she
You,
gets.
you don't get anything for getting the Guinness World Records. It's
Oh,
not
no,
like
yeah.
they're gonna pay you every year or something.
No.
I
So
don't
the
think you get anything from it,
$47,000
but I don't know that. So
Yeah,
I
you've
think
occasionally grown your
People
nails,
that
but
want
not
a fact
nearly
check,
as long.
They freely can check. I have no idea.
I
if
don't
Guinness pays
feel like
them.
you do. I think you just get the recognition of being in the Guinness Book of World
Yeah,
Records.
you don't
I
get.
think that's it.
Yeah, you don't get a cash prize. Guinness Book of World Records can't afford that.
No.
They've got to print those books every year. So you thought that this $47,000 is a price tag from people bidding on it? No, the bids are currently it's $920 is the high bid right now for all her nails.
Oh, she's
So-
not even cutting them until she gets a seller?
Yeah, so she wants to wait until so they're still growing,
That's insane.
but she wants to get the right seller and then she'll sell them. What
Ooh.
is very funny is that she wants to keep about 10 inches on each finger. So you're not even getting the whole nail. She wants to keep about 10 inches.
That's
I don't
Yeah.
understand this
Yucky.
lady at all. Again, like you can't do anything. Like your hands are useless.
Yes.
Her toenail. Do you see how go back up real quick? Do you see how long her toenails are?
Yeah, her toenails need
She's
a
got
trim
talons
as well.
down there.
That's pretty.
She probably
yikes.
can't.
That's
She probably
pretty
can't
awful.
cut them.
That's just awful. Because
Yeah.
I've seen some really gnarly toenails and they're really disgusting.
I'm curious how she paints these.
So
You
she
think she
Probably
goes
has someone
in?
do 'em. She'd
Oh.
have somebody do them.
I feel like they have to charge extra.
Because I can tell you, it's pretty gnarly when somebody takes their socks off and those nails have not been cut for a long time.
she says her younger grandkids are obsessed with her nails.
Well, sure, because look at they all get to paint some of them.
Yeah.
You could let all of the kids together. Here, everybody take
Yeah.
a nail or an inch of it.
I mean, there's a reason that people went to the circus.
The sideshow. The
Exactly.
sideshow was a sideshow
Exactly.
for a reason.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're seeing your nails is something to see, but it doesn't mean anyone wants to interact with you like that.
Yeah. She says she uses a pencil or my knuckle to type on her phone.
Yeah, so she's essentially she's figured out how to live life without her fingers.
She started growing them back in 1992.
Yeah, I have more things to do.
And then her husband only left her
things
in
to do with that.
2014. That's what we're saying. He stuck around for a
Well,
while.
I said at first he wasn't supportive, but over time he fell in love
He
with her
fell
nails.
in love with them. I can't imagine ever falling in love with like if my
Nails?
wife is like, "Hey, I'm growing these things out as long as they'll go."
No.
I'm probably gonna put up on a fight on that and be like, "Hey, I support a lot of stuff that you want to do, but don't do this."
I think
Well-
I'd accidentally cut them off in the middle of the night.
You think so?
But the other thing is, what are you doing?
That's
with your
assault,
life?
Sean.
Is this your like? What do you clearly wouldn't have a job?
I don't
It's
know
not
how
like
she
she's
could have a
running a
job.
cashier.
Yeah, I
I mean,
just
she's
sitting
not
there
going to be
just-
a waitress. She's not. I mean, what job is she? This is what she does, so she's not.
circus freak. That's about it.
I mean, that's what can you do?
Yeah.
She has to have a job, but I don't know what she does.
So maybe for the a number of years, he was like, okay, she's getting some money, some notoriety for it, and then he's like, all right, money's not coming in.
Nothing's
I'm
happening.
tired of
nothing's
paying for
happening.
everything. Great, you got a record, and you're
You've got
not
your
helping
picture
out to
in
the
the
house.
book.
Not doing anything,
Costs
and I
are
gotta-
going up, and you're
I got to
not
do
doing
all this
nothing.
stuff for you. Like you said, she probably smells because she can't be. There's no way she can clean herself properly.
No. She says, I can't wait to do things without having to consider if my nails will get in the way.
Then why
I'll
don't
be
you
able
cut
to
them
play
now?
more freely with my grandkids and
Oh,
hop
I'm
in the
sure.
car without a
How do you
second
drive?
thought.
How do you drive
Exactly.
with that?
You have to sit
Everything-
there just
Those
like
would-
do like
yeah, but they would
your
get
wrists.
in the way.
I
How
don't
do
know.
you turn? It's
It seems like a hazard too. Like you get into an accident, your nail's gonna puncture
opening
yourself.
the car door. Picture opening the car door.
Impossible.
How do you do that?
You gotta get the automatic ones or something.
How do you open your car
I
door
don't
with
know.
that? They would get in the way.
Yeah, I have no idea. Her
So
kids
she's-
and her grandkids help her. But
So
yeah,
she literally
she's
has
selling
somebody
them.
that walks around with her to take care of her.
Has to,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
just don't
crazy.
understand if she can't wait to cut them, why not cut them now? And then you can still wait forever because no one's ever going to pay $47,000 for them.
Yeah, you could. I mean, the fact that she's even got a bid for $920.
That's insane.
She should take it.
Oh, 100%.
Send them down the road. Maybe the fact that this, the news story is getting around, maybe that'll drive up the price to maybe over $1,000.
What would you do with them when you had them? What would you do with them?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Back to the sideshow.
Yeah, exactly. People would just like have them on display. Hey, these are the world's longest nails.
That's like a weird collector thing to have.
I guess.
You go over to some weird guy's house and he's like, these long fingernails right here. This is the world record.
Because I think nails don't break down.
And at that point, so whoever's there should be walking out the door.
Oh, they should.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get murdered.
Way creepy.
You end that date right there.
Yeah. Otherwise,
definitely.
No, they probably press a button and their whole house locks down, and the next thing you know, you're dead.
Yeah, that's way creepy.
Yeah. So this lady, I don't, I hope the best for her. But what really surprised me was the whole that she wants to keep 10 inches.
I hope she gets it. I hope she gets 47,000.
10 inches after they're at 38 right now.
Wow.
I mean, 10 inches is going to be like
38 inch. So you're getting 28-inch nails.
Yeah, but she's going to have she's going to feel like a whole new woman. 10 inches still? She's going to be like, I can do anything now.
Yeah. Well, imagine if I wonder if
I don't know if I'd say anything.
I wonder if her fingers even can kind of bend
compared to the
well.
38 though.
No,
she probably has arthritis. She kind of looks like she does.
Like she probably has these frozen
because
hands.
You couldn't really.
You can't close your fist ever.
Yeah.
No, because your fingers.
Most you could do is
would get
this.
in the way.
Yeah. Most you could do is just
around. Yeah, but even then they're going to curve down and come into your arm. So how do you get that around? I don't know.
So you're just always walking around like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. How you sit down and they've got to be sitting.
How do you sleep? I couldn't even imagine.
That's what I mean.
It's got to be so uncomfortable.
That seems crazy.
Even as her husband, I'd be like, what are you doing in the bed? You think she just has stands for him to sit on?
She probably does rest them on a pillow or something.
Off the bed.
Yeah.
Off the bed or on a pillow.
She has to zombie sleep.
Yeah, that's awful.
With your arms just straight out.
It seems uncomfortable. I'm too busy. I cannot.
God.
I have too many things going on. How do you do dishes?
She said she could not. Can't do anything.
Clearly not.
No.
I mean, how do you cook food? They'd be in the way.
You can't do it.
Which again goes back to she has to have money from something.
Yeah, somebody's supporting that habit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for her, I guess.
That's unappealing. It's not my cup of tea. Good luck to her.
No.
Yeah. So, that's our advice. Cut your nails, lady.
Yeah.
That's the advice. Mom, one of the best advice that you had for me that I feel like I've kept a long time with me is your advice on money that you taught me growing up. Every time we went to Target or Toys R Us or something, I would come to you and say, Mom, I want this toy. I would love that. They're like, I want this. As a child does, Sean, I'm sure you've wanted things before.
Every kid wants something. Never. That's because when they were little, I used to go to the store. They got to pick out something every time.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, but I remember I would occasionally come to you and be like, I want this. And you'd be like, really? You'd really question me about it.
Right.
And you would say, is this worth your money?
Right. Are you willing to pay for it?
Yeah.
No, that's why I want you to buy it.
Yeah. But occasionally I'd be like,
It made him really think about it.
It's good.
The thing about it is that if he said yes, it was his money. He was willing to buy it himself. If he was willing to do it, I'd say, okay, fine, I'll buy it. Well, actually, I would tell him, okay, we'll buy it, because he would agree to do his money, and then I would never make him pay for it.
You never caught on though, and at some point you're just like, yeah, I would.
See that
call the bluff.
I felt like I probably could be like, oh yeah, that is worth my money. Yeah. Buy it up, but I felt like that was disingenuous and that was lying. And that just seemed wrong to me to do.
Well, and sometimes we would agree to split it. It would depend. I'd say, I'll pay half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would bargain with me. It's like, I just want this Batman action figure, Mom.
I just want this Batman.
Be like, I'll go half of it.
But yeah, no, I'm sure there's some stuff where it was just something stupid. And you'd be like, is it worth your money? And I'd be like, no.
Fine.
No.
Throw it out.
It made you think. I can tell you, though, your brother would buy anything I would buy for him.
Yeah.
It
didn't work on him?
When he was older, when he got his first job, I gave him a rule, and the rule was that you could do half of your paycheck had to go in the bank. Mm-hmm. Half of
That's smart.
Half had to go in. The other half, you do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
You can buy whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, but half has to go in the bank. And he really stuck to that rule for a long time. He really did really well with it. And then when he would come and want to buy something for me, I would say, you can buy what you want, but one of the questions, like when he wanted to buy a new truck, I'd say, okay, this is going to cost you how much? And we'd go through the numbers, and then I'd say to him, how long do you want to live here? And he would go, okay, I'm not going to buy it.
Right now.
That's right.
Oh,
yep.
It just because you got to look at the big picture when you look at money.
Got to find that motivation factor.
Yeah, it's like,
you have to decide, do you really want it, and what is your gain?
Yeah. I actually cannot afford this. Turns out. All right.
Because I don't want to live in my parents' house for years and ever and never leave.
Yeah, never leave.
Of course, now apparently not leaving is very popular now.
I know.
Now it's very popular to hang out at home.
Yeah, you stay at home as long as you can. Saves you money. So
It does save you money. I encouraged you to do the same thing.
Buy that avocado toast.
It's expensive.
How else can you afford it? All those mimosas and those copper mugs for your drinks.
I don't have any of that.
You good? You went through them all now?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Like you just went through brunch things.
Yeah, I got brunch on the mind right
Okay. At mid-afternoon on a Sunday.
Oh, Mom, thank you so much for being on the...
Sorry, real quick. I do have one quick question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Reeling back to Pizza Dad. What do you think of his shoe collection and his pictures? His shoe pictures.
His collection is a very nice collection.
It is a nice collection.
I really can't bash it because he knows how many shoes I have.
So is it
Yeah,
you
see,
have
this
more?
is what you're learning is Pizza Mom. It's
Yes.
a team effort.
Okay, there
on
we go.
Buying shoes.
But do you have like the whole picture collage of them?
No, I do
Okay.
not take pictures of my shoes.
I told him he needs to get like an Instagram of just all of Pizza Dad's shoes.
That's because he wears tennis shoes. He's buying tennis shoes.
I know, and he
I buy
stages
different
them.
kinds of shoes.
Yeah, yeah. You got like
Yes, you're not going to buy the
different
same
occasions
Color,
and stuff. Yeah.
heel, yeah, it's all
Yeah,
different.
he has the same shoe in 5 different colorways.
He's wearing-
Sometimes the same
right.
shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did
sometimes
buy
the same
sometimes
style.
the same shoe, and he was upset
Yeah.
to learn that.
But I saw those pictures and I was like, wow, you have like he stages them perfectly, and it's just like
That's so he can track, so he doesn't.
Yes.
I
buy-
remember he said that
It's
after
kinda smart
after
idea.
it's smart, but it's just funny because I like they look like pictures that you would be posting online. Like
Yeah,
I've seen
like advertisements.
exactly. Like I've seen like people who like are like shoe heads, and they like will post like those types of pictures online to like show off like their collection or whatever.
Yeah.
Pizza Dad's just doing it so he doesn't buy the same shoe twice.
Yeah.
It's great.
So I call it retail therapy.
It's good.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
gotta have it. Gotta have it done.
Whatever you guys need.
So, yeah, and he starts selling those bikes too, those custom bikes.
The custom bikes are very cool.
They are.
They're very cool. You've helped on some of them.
I have. I like the bikes.
They're
like the
we
bikes.
said what was it? Bike and hike.
Bike and hike, yeah.
It's the new adventure they can go into.
He does
new-
but I can tell you, the old retro bikes though ride so comfortable.
Oh, I believe it.
They ride the best.
He opens a
Yeah.
bike store downtown Detroit doing those retro bikes. You know how much money he could make?
You could be selling those. Yeah.
Oh.
You just got to price them high.
Oh, absolutely.
Good to go.
All the hipsters down there just riding those
Yeah.
bikes around.
This
They
bike
would be
is
really cool. He's got some really
$1,400.
cool ones.
That's too cheap. You can get a normal bike for $1,400.
yeah.
You get a nice customized retro one. That's at least like $3,000 to $5,000.
That's a pricey bike.
Exactly.
That's a
It's the
pricey bike.
customization.
Exactly.
It's
That's what I'm saying.
not easy. Sometimes you gotta really think about it.
I think he could make some bank on them.
We've done some really cool stuff. It's been
Yeah.
fun.
The pictures that we've seen have looked fantastic.
We did some really fun things
Yeah.
It was good.
because sometimes we did some really good. It was usually a joint effort.
So
Like
you,
when
so
he
you
did
guys
a bike
both
for me.
okay? So like, do you usually get the bike and then like you guys both do the customization on them?
So he finds the bike.
Okay.
Like when he first started, he found a bike, and I kind of just let him do his own
Mm-hmm.
thing. And then it depends what he's doing. He did a garden bike that we needed to come up with something that would look like a garden bike. So we took some plant hangers and cut them apart.
Oh, so you guys do like you come up
So
with
we
like
kinda
the
work
themes
together.
on
Yeah,
them and
it's a
everything.
theme bike.
Yes, it's a theme bike. So then
Nice.
I wanted a bike, so he made a bike for me.
Okay.
So he found a frame and made a bike, and we actually took a patterned tight, and if you stretch it over, we stretched it over the
Yeah.
fender, and then painted it
Okay.
so that you had that pattern of the
Came
tight
through,
underneath,
yeah.
So it looked like it was lace. It turned out actually really beautiful.
Yeah, it did.
It's a
Like
really
I said,
cool
I believe
bike.
it. The bikes looked
Yeah, the
fantastic.
bikes
I
look
saw
great.
so.
Turned out nice. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun to do.
I'm telling you guys, whenever you guys want to just like open up that shop,
Just
you can make
There's
so much
always-
money off it. I'm telling you.
There's always little business ideas
Yeah.
that my parents have. If you just run with one, it probably would work. Probably be successful.
But nothing is like, it's kind of like we have a job though. Those are hobbies.
But I'm saying, but when you want to just be done, when you want to like when you guys retire and you're like, hey, let's just have this. You guys can make so much money just off custom bikes.
yeah.
As long as they're old
Possible.
retro, it's the build. It's the build.
Yeah.
It's the creative process, and
Yeah.
that's where it comes from.
And then it's a reality show on TLC.
See,
My retro bike.
my
Yeah,
retro bike.
My retro bike on TLC.
Build,
Looking
build
forward
the
to
retro
it.
bike.
All right, guys, we're going to play a game now called How Much Does This Cost? This, of course, was put together by our friend Michelle. So thank you to Michelle for putting this together. We're going to be looking at weird fashion items and accessories and trying to figure out how much does this cost.
Round one.
Answers are worth 1 point.
women's toe knit boots.
Wow.
So are these are like those almost like those workout shoes that are just for?
They are kind of like workout shoes. They're knit and they're also kind of high heels.
Oh, and this is from Nordstrom, so this isn't like.
And it is from Nordstrom. I think all of these are from Nordstrom.
Oh, wait.
Wow.
Is the sock part of it?
Yes.
It's like a sock with a rubber sole.
Oh,
Yeah. They're toe knit
Almost like
booties.
like a toe shoe.
yeah.
With
That's
a
what I was
heel.
thinking, but it's got a heel. Okay.
Wow. I'm gonna go with $12.90.
All right, Mom's on the board for $12.90. Sean, what are you going with?
I don't hate that. $4.50, although I really think it's higher.
I'll go with $21.50. Let's get crazy. All right, let's find out how much is it. It is $12.90.
Nice.
Mom gets the point. Way to
It's
go.
a shoe. Come on now.
Way to go.
True.
Pizza
True.
Mom knows her
Shoe.
shoes.
Round
two.
two.
Points worth 2, or answer with 2 points.
Croissant leather crossbody bag. So it is a bag in the shape of a croissant.
That's absolutely hideous.
It is leather as well.
I've never heard of this Moschino.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't seem like it's a brand name or anything that we're hearing. It isn't god awful purse.
Okay.
It's horrible. I'm gonna say $6.50.
I would agree with you on the $6.50.
All right. I'll go in the middle, $12.40. Just to be different from you guys.
That is just awful.
I think if I went on a date with a girl and she had this bag, I wouldn't hate it.
I'd
I'd be like, a croissant bag? Croissants
you
are
would like it
delicious.
because then you guys are both like, you guys got that food thing going.
Yeah, because I'm probably wearing a pizza shirt.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I would just be like, it's not of my taste.
No.
Not of my taste. Croissant leather crossbody bag. How much are you?
Oh,
$12.40.
Ouch.
All right.
All right,
Now
we're
that's
going.
even crazier. Who would pay for that?
Round three.
Answers worth 3 points.
Metallic leather jacket with removable hood.
See, it's really throwing me off is the
Wow.
sweatsuit.
Wow.
Is that part of it?
No.
No.
No, we're just
the
looking at
silver
the
jacket.
Just the jacket itself.
the metallic leather jacket.
They're
'Cause, like,
clearly
that
not
little
showing it.
sweatsuit
That's
is
an
just
awful
weird.
picture. Yeah,
Yeah.
that they're not showcasing the shirt at all well on there.
No, because why would you pick
Or
a
the
gray
jacket.
sweatsuit to wear this with and try to show me what this looks like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nordstrom, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's awful. Who picked that? That whoever picked that model and dressed her is way wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 10,500.
God, that's so much for a jacket.
That just seems crazy.
Jackets are pricey, and
They are.
and this looks stupid.
It's metallic leather. It has a removable hood.
Yeah. The removable hood, is that like, I
I
feel like
almost think
if,
that would knock it down. Actually,
yeah, like I feel like if you're a serious fashion item,
yeah, nothing's removable.
yeah, you don't have removable hoods.
I don't disagree.
That
I'm
just
still
seems
saying
awful.
10,500.
I think this is a fake out. I'm going 900.
I'm gonna agree with you and go 900.
Metallic leather jacket with removable hood. How much are you?
Oh,
Middle
ouch.
again.
9,000.
Who? Not my. That's nothing I would buy. Clearly.
$89.95.
Round four.
Answers are worth 4 points.
There we go. We're getting it. Beatrix Potter ring.
Oh,
So
that's too funny.
okay, 1,000,
Is it
11,000,
gold?
or 22,000.
I'm assuming
It is a Beatrix Potter ring.
Oh,
It is yellow gold.
Yeah, yellow
All right,
gold.
yellow gold.
that looks like a chameleon.
It's got
Yeah,
it's
it's a-
got probably a little stone for the eye.
I'm gonna say
It's yellow
11,000.
gold. I'm gonna go 22. Big dollar. It's gold. It's got some stones in it. That's why.
Okay.
I'll go with the higher cost.
I'm gonna go with 11 as well, because if it's yellow gold, you're not getting it for 1,000.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's just no
Yeah,
way.
clearly.
Like that's too
Clearly
cheap.
not.
Yeah.
All right.
Beatrix Potter ring. How much are you?
I'm just
Oh,
22.
she caught us.
I'm just amazed that they sell this stuff.
I mean, Nordstrom's apparently got some weird shit.
Like, do you just Google weird shit?
Round five.
Answers are worth 5 points.
Graphite rhinestone middle finger tabletop.
Oh wow.
So
Rhinestone 309.
It-
No, 107. I mean,
There are no reviews for this, so nobody's bought
no
it.
one's bought it. No one has wanted to say "fuck you" bad enough to buy this.
it's a bold middle finger tabletop.
It's a bold statement.
this is also Nordstrom Rack. This is gonna be cheaper.
Ooh.
Oh.
Good eye. Good eye.
Wow.
I think that takes 1,200 off the table.
Yeah, but I mean that explains why all our options are
Are
lower,
lower,
and not
yeah.
$10,000.
I'm telling you,
Because
rhinestones.
it's on sale. It's clearancing now.
Yep, rhinestones
Yeah.
are cheap. Also, I'm going 107.97.
Sean knows his rocks.
I'm gonna go 309.
1,288.97. I'll go. I mean,
You're
we
gonna
got to
go
spread
high?
it out. So you know,
See what happens now.
whoever gets this round wins it.
Really?
No, I could only tie.
And maybe this round's worth 10 points. Who knows?
Oh, we didn't say that.
Maybe the rules change.
All right.
Maybe the round five is just the tiebreaker. Who knows?
Round 5 is just the one.
Yeah, maybe. Graphite rhinestone, middle finger tabletop. How much are ya? 107.97.
There wasn't a
You won
low.
one.
There wasn't a low price item yet. I figured it was coming.
No, you saw the pattern.
Oh,
Saw
and
the
it's
pattern.
33% off. It was 162.
That's the Nordstrom rack
boy,
right
that
there.
was- all right, that's the
What a
difference between the
discount.
rack. Had it been regular Nordstrom, it probably would have been the 1288.
Exactly.
Well, that was the game. Thank you to Michelle for putting that together.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah. Pizza Mom, thank you for being on the podcast this week. So happy to have you on. We normally ask our guests, what do they have to promote or recommend? For you, being my mom, I have a lot of friends who are recently becoming parents or becoming parents soon. I figured I'd ask you, what would be some good parental advice that you can give out? Because in my opinion, you're the best mom I've ever had.
The only mom you've ever had. But okay. I always wanted to be the best mom, best aunt, best grandma, best, you know, I wanted to be the fun one. And the kids always did best for me when they had rules, boundaries, and limitations.
Makes sense.
The rules are the rules. There's a yes or a no. There's not it's yes today, it's no tomorrow. The gray area causes confusion in kids. And when they have rules, they know the hard line. You could verify that you guys hardly ever got in trouble.
True.
There was never a problem.
We were never grounded for like 3 weeks.
Nope,
There was never anything
there
like that.
were never any issues. There was always, if they were across the room wrestling with cousins or anything like that, all I had to do was look at them. Look at them and
give
just
the mom look.
slowly,
Yeah.
just wait for them to look at me, and then I just slowly shake my head, and then they knew we're done.
Okay.
That's enough. Time
No
to
more.
stop.
Yeah, I was like, don't go
Don't
farther
have to
than
do
that.
anything. I didn't have to yell. I didn't hardly ever yell. I wasn't a
No.
yeller. There was never any discipline. There was
I'm
never
not a yeller.
grounded. There was never there was some go to your room, but
There was occasionally be where you'd be like,
occasionally
hey,
you'd
go
be
to
like,
your
"You're
room.
just in
Yeah.
your room now. We're done.
But then, like, when I was in my room, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm going to go get a snack. And then it's like, well, I'm just getting a snack. I'm going back to my room. Meanwhile, like, Jason was just, like, firing up his PlayStation. So it wasn't even, like, that bad of a
I was saying,
punishment.
like, all right, whatever.
And then, like, 10 minutes later, half hour, it was like, back to normal here.
Yeah.
That was
it's
all it
just,
was.
it doesn't have to take. It doesn't
Worked,
take a lot.
though.
There are rules because there are rules.
Yeah.
And
Stuck
that
to
was
it.
why when they were little, I could take both of the boys here and their 3 cousins, and you take 5 kids with me and go to a store, and walk through the store and not have a problem.
I mean, that does sound just like a headache.
Again, but if you have rules, right? But
Yeah.
when you have rules,
a lot easier.
that was the way it
Yeah.
was, and
Yeah.
it was the rules are very black and white. There's yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
The gray area causes confusion because kids don't know. Are we on the maybe today? Or are we
Yeah.
on the no? Or are we on the yes? Or can I get away with it?
Well, and then there's gray area. You can push the limits, and like you're trying to find where does this
Correct.
fall
When you
now?
don't know where your end point is, there's always that pushing of the limit for kids because
Yeah.
they're always pushing rules. They're trying to find where is my rules? Where are my boundaries?
Yeah.
How far can
Boundaries
I go?
create security.
Yeah.
So yes, no, boundaries, rules, boundaries, limitations.
Good advice.
Kids do well with it.
That was good
So do
advice.
pets.
I
That's it.
know.
You with that dog. Rules, boundaries, limitations. Yes,
Yep.
no.
Yeah.
Firm rules.
I could go home and tell Heather we need boundaries and rules for this dog.
Boundaries and rules.
We have it right now. I will say it's tough sometimes when she's just crying. I'm just like, oh my God, just stop crying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is just, and I just sit there and just like, nope, you're not allowed on the bed, Lucy.
That's tough.
So tough.
That's tough. That's harsh, Sean. That's Sean.
Just sits there crying.
Yeah.
She should have her own bed.
She does.
That's right. You go to
I
your
was just,
bed.
she actually doesn't go on the bed that often. She's pretty good on that. It's really chasing. We have 2 cats and she chases the cats. And that's the tough one. No real stopping that.
Yeah. That's just instincts.
Yeah.
Oh, the cats will learn where they can go to hide. They'll
The
figure it
one
out.
cat hides. The other cat I think likes it. She comes out, she'll like sniff a little bit and then gets chased and then like runs away for a second and then comes back.
No, that's
It's a
good stuff.
game.
Oh, I know.
They're teaching. They're going to teach her how to play that way too.
It's all good until except for she's 30 pounds and she's pouncing on a 10-pound cat.
Yeah, it's not as pretty. We had a cat and a Great Dane, and the cat taught the
Great Dane,
dog
yeah.
how to paw,
Yep.
smack the paw.
Yep.
That was really cute when they were little until the Great Dane got really
it
big,
got
and then
big.
it was kind of a smashing.
Yep. Yeah, we're at that stage right now.
It's kind of funny though.
Yeah.
It was great entertainment.
I'm just like, all right, just don't break her bones.
Yeah. No blood.
No blood.
No
Yeah,
blood.
No
No
blood.
blood.
That's all it is.
No
No
blood.
blood.
No blood. Pizza Mom, thank you so much for being on the podcast this week. You'll catch that on the socials and on YouTube. We're, of course, on YouTube at youtube.com. I mean, just search A Pizza My Life. There's no cool URL there that I can plug. On Facebook.com, though, we are facebook.com/A Pizza My Life. So you can find us there. On Instagram, we're at A Pizza My Life Pod. And you can email us at apmlpod@gmail.com.
Gotta get that Twitter going.
I've thought about it. It might happen. Probably not. But it might. Who knows? Stay tuned. Guys, thank you. This has been episode 50. We'll see you next week.
Brendan Fraser.